Hello everybody, I'm Simon Bad, and today we're talking about Xbox Series X and S hacks, cheating in Xbox games of the latest variety, of course. Now before you go down and click that dislike button and leave some nasty comments, I just want to let you know that I'm not here to tell you that you are a good boy if you use the cheats in the video game, okay? I'm just here to educate you on what kinds of cheats are possible or impossible, and what the risks are and what the upsides are and what your options are, so that you can make your own decisions, okay? So if you go online and download some hack and accidentally hack the election and some orange guy becomes the president, it's not my fault, okay? Now first I want to start with what kind of cheats are definitely not possible. Now if you're going to Google and searching for any kind of game hack, they're gonna show you a lot of these things, online generators, okay? This is not how cheating works. Cheating in video games has never worked by going online on a website and getting your cheats activated there. That's not how it works. You need to install something on your device. There is no online hack. It's all scams. It's fraud. Millions of kids are getting scammed, and Google loves these people very much. So guys, if you want to help me fight these scammers, please give the video a like so the kids can find the video and not get scammed. So let's talk about actual Xbox Series X and S hacks that actually do or will exist in the future. Now, USB hacks, very sought after. Everybody just wants to have a USB stick, plug into the box and have hacks in the game. But guys, again, this is not how it works. Anybody that tells you that they have a USB stick that's magic and that hacks everything, including the election, it's a scam, okay? This is not how it works. Like, even if it was possible at the moment to run unsigned code on the Xbox Series X and S, which it is not yet, anyways, this is not how it would work. You would have to install a custom firmware, custom OS, then install your custom code, and then execute that code or your modified game. This is just not how it works. USB hacks do not exist, okay? And if they ever exist, it will be a very involved process that involves a little bit more than just plugging in a USB stick. Now, code hacks in general are a thing for consoles. However, in order for code hacks for actual modified code in games to be installed on the Xbox Series S and X, you need to have a exploit or other kind of custom firmware or some very advanced stuff in order to actually make that happen, because by default the console will only run code that is actually signed with a certificate issued by Microsoft, of course. So in other words, by default it is only possible to run stuff that Microsoft wants you to run on the Xbox Series S and X, which is the downside with any kind of closed system, such as your iOS devices or gaming consoles and so on. Of course, that is not the case for something like a Windows computer or a Linux computer, where you can install and do anything you want, which I tend to like a little bit more. Anyways, we're going to get into that a little bit more later. Now, a cheating method that actually does work right now for the Xbox Series X and S, this name, by the way, anyways, is modded controllers. So you will get a controller that is essentially a little computer, okay? It can be programmed to do things. That is essentially what modded controllers are, okay? Besides being just simply better than the standard controller, they allow you to create your own little macro, such as rapid fire for FPS games, allowing you to shoot the guns that are semi-automatic, like automatic guns, okay? It can control for blowback, for spread. There is a lot of functionality that can be programmed into a controller like that. All kinds of macros, macro editing, macro recording, different functions. It's quite amazing. It's, as I said, basically a computer that is inside of your controller, which is able to actually automatically perform tasks for you, which is extremely powerful and undetectable by your actual box. So a very nice undetectable cheat, especially for online shooters, if you're into those, you know, your Call of Duties and your Battlefields and your whatever, pew pew pew, you know. Anyways, so this third method, okay, which is the most complicated one, of cheating, but potentially the most, let's say, most effective one, but also the most expensive one is packet editing. Now, I'm gonna get a little bit more into that. So when it comes to any kind of game, you have your actual Xbox, your client, as we call it, okay? This is called the client. This is the thing where you play your game on, and you install your game on this box, whether that be an Xbox Series XS, whatever. Doesn't matter. This is your client. Now, what happens when you are using code hacks or software hacks is you are basically editing the code that is being executed on your machine, okay? Let's just say the yellow is an edited line, and then you have normal lines of code again. So that is what code modifying does. Now, the problem about code hacks is that by default, as I've already mentioned, they are not possible due to this process, okay? It's called code signing. It's pretty complicated, but essentially, there is a certificate involved and there's encryption of the code involved, which allows only software to run on your Xbox Series X and S that has been authorized by Microsoft, who else, to run on the console. That is called a closed system. It's the same for your Apple devices or your Android devices out of the box, although Android devices can easily be rooted for you to gain root access. So you don't actually have administrator or root access to your Xbox or your PlayStation or whatever kind of gaming console. It's basically the same for all of them. So you can't just install anything you want or run anything you want on there, which of course makes cheating very hard. And usually it will take a lot of time in order for people to find exploits and ways to actually run unsigned code on the Xbox, especially in online games. There are some offline methods that may allow you to run stuff like different operating systems offline, but as soon as you're going online, it gets more tricky. So it can take a bunch of years in order for people to figure out a way to actually run code hacks on the Xbox Series X and S. So we're not sure. Usually, maybe there will be an exploit very soon, maybe there won't be. I wouldn't be waiting for code hacks to come to the Xbox Series S and X anytime soon. Now, let's talk about packet editing. I've said this is potentially the most powerful of the methods that I'm describing to you guys here. Now, what is packet editing? Well, this is kind of complicated, okay? It works only on online games, okay? Online games, of course, being the ones that require a internet connection, okay? Now, what is happening here, in the case of packet editing, is that you have a computer in the middle, okay? This computer belongs to you. Now, what this computer does is it takes packets that are being sent from your client to the server, okay? Let's say the yellow things are the packets, okay? This is information that is being transferred between you and the game host or the server, and it intercepts that information, then edits that information and sends it on to the server, and vice versa. It takes this information from the server, intercepts it, changes it, and sends it back to your client. Now, this allows for some really powerful cheating functionality that is not possible by default using code hacks, because, as I've said, Microsoft has locked down the code pretty well using the certificate signing method, signed code method. So this is really out of the box when it comes to the Xbox Series X and S or any of the latest consoles. Really the most powerful potential cheat available. However, as I have said, you will need this computer in the middle, of course. That is an investment. You need custom hardware in order to actually collect the packets and send them on. You need a lot of know-how in order to configure the packet editing software the way it needs to be configured. So it's quite the process. You're more than likely, unless you're one of the 0.1% top nerds on the planet, you're not going to be able to do this on your own. You're probably going to have to hire someone to do this. So that brings me to, how do you actually find cheats for your Xbox Series S and X. If you want to find modded controllers for the Xbox Series S and X, just head over to hackerbot.net. Just Google hackerbot and go to hackerbot.net. You can scroll down to our operating systems, our gaming platforms, and there you'll find the Xbox Series X and S article. There will be the link to the modded controllers. You'll also be able to go and find hacks. The way you do this is using our free finder tool right here. Here's an example how to use it. Essentially all you have to do here is enter the name of your game. So for example, Genshin Impact, and then Android mod, and you'll be able to find cheats from legitimate places, legitimate modding and cheating websites all over the place. Now of course you can try to do this for PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X as well. At the moment there will probably not be any specific game hacks, but you can always try. Now as you have seen from what I've explained to you guys here, the possibilities when it comes to cheating in Xbox Series S and X games is fairly limited, beyond the modded controllers of course. So what I do have to recommend you guys is that you switch from the latest gaming consoles to an open system. As I've explained, this is a closed system. It only runs signed code out of the box. The same is not the case for other systems, such as, let's see them, such as Windows PC. You can install anything you want on there. That's the biggest cheating community ever in the history of mankind is on Windows PC. And also Android can be rooted very easily to give you the root access and let you install anything and run unsigned code. iOS, not very recommended, and of course the gaming consoles are not perfect for cheating either. So if you want to switch anywhere, it's probably the cheapest to simply switch to PC. Get yourself a low-end gaming PC, which is going to be just as powerful as your console, and play the games there and do the cheats, because there is many cheating apps for the Windows PC, okay? So it's a lot easier to cheat there. If you really want to cheat on your Xbox Series X and S, I mean, you can try and use our free finder tool in order to find cheating communities that are specific to Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X or S, whatever, and you will see, yeah, there are people that are trying to actually hack this system, and you may be able to contact them and maybe hire them, but it's going to be very expensive. And again, guys, keep in mind all these cheats and hacks that you will find in Google that promise you unlimited money, unlimited crystals, unlimited everything in any game. They're fake, okay? These are online games, most of them, basically all of them that they're advertising this for, and all your money information and stuff is actually stored on the game servers, which cannot be hacked unless you are the server, which is the case in peer-to-peer games such as Call of Duty and so on, where you actually are the host of the game and are able to do unlimited money and unlocks and so on. But in most online games, that is not the case. There's a game server that you cannot hack using any means involved, and yeah, anyways. And even if it was possible to hack that server, you would not go to an online website to do it. So these are all fake. Guys, give the video a like if you want to help me fight these scammers up in this Google. I don't know why Google loves those people so much. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, guys, so that is the truth about hacking the Xbox Series X. As always, links in the description below for you to find the cheaterinos. And yeah, I mean, the truth of the matter in the end is that basically you're gonna be best off if you're on the latest generation consoles and you really want to cheat and you don't want to spend millions to do it, to simply switch to a PC, okay? The only cost that you have is, well, you have to buy the PC and the hardware, of course. But if you're really trying to cheat on Xbox Series S and X, you're going to spend a lot more money than just simply buying a PC. So that is the sad truth of it. Or you can go to our Xbox Series X and S article over at hackerbot.net and have a look-see at the modded controllers and how those work. Instead, is also very highly recommend, because yeah, that is essentially the mainstream cheating method for consoles at this time. Anyways, guys, this is the reality about cheating in the Xbox Series S and X. games, and yeah. Anyways, I hope you don't get scammed. Do stay safe. Don't let your little sisters and brothers get scammed by the fake generators either. And thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys later.